I'd like to talk about the overall layout of Deva.Guru, just so that you can familiarize yourself with how it's set up. Now, it's configured pretty much uniformly for all users, but you do have some ability to tweak some of your preferences that you'd like. Now, the first thing when you're on this page is you're going to see multiple Vargas. For some, it'll be two, some it'll be three, some it'll even be four, and that will ultimately depend on your resolution and screen size. You do have the ability to customize that somewhat. However, you are bound to the limitations of the browser that you're using, whether it's tablet, phone, laptop, desktop, etc. I currently am using Google Chrome, so I have the ability to zoom in and out by holding down the control button on my keyboard and using my mouse wheel. We can see here that I have it at 75%. I'm going to go ahead and bring that back to 100%. That gives me 4 Vargas, more than enough information that I can reference when I'm looking at the screen. Now, I would draw your attention specifically at this section of the screen, which are these buttons here. I'm just going to circle them. You have here main, and this is currently clicked. This is where we're at. This is the main screen, which I will walk through momentarily. Then we have Dasha, Bala, notes, and more. For the main screen, we have, of course, our Vargas, and for each Varga, you have the ability to select a different Varga with the drop-down menu on the top left. The button next to it will actually change the chart style. The next button with this little head and shoulders with a plus sign, that is the transit overlay button. And then to the top right of the Varga, you will have this toggle switch. This will configure all the individual options for the Varga and have it set up according to how you like to see it. And you have the ability to do this and repeat and rinse for all of the different Vargas that are showing on your page. To the middle portion here, this is the birth information of the native. And that is used for anytime you want to tweak a birth time or input a new birth time and save it. All of that information is input there. To the right, we have the Panchanga, which is the Indian calendar. And that will have all the information on Vara, Tithi, Nakshatra, Karna, Yoga, the birth time, the sunrise, the month. Everything is going to be there, and that is also configurable as well. There is also this arrow button, which I'll get into in another video. On the lower left, we have the planetary info. Each column will have a clickable icon, and we can sort according to how we prefer to have it sorted. So I have here according to Charakaraka, because I like to see from the top Charakaraka down to the lower Charakaraka, Atmakaraka to Darakaraka. But if you prefer having it sorted by planetary body in accordance to the weekday scheme, you can click on it and it'll go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. And you can also sort by nakshatra type as well. Beneath the birth information on the lower portion of the screen, you have the dashas, which by default will be Vimshotari, but you can configure them and select different dashas by, of course, clicking the toggle icon. And I'll get into that in a separate video. And then to the lower right, you will have Bala. Now, if you're using a phone, this layout might be a little bit different, and you'll just have to experiment and see, but this is sort of how the layout is configured. If I go to Dasha, I'm able to have multiple Dashas on the same screen, so I can cross-reference specific Dashas, and I will have the event data which I can input specific events. Here I have Yogananda's Mahasamadhi put in here, and then you can tweak that. The Bala Tab will have all of the planetary strength calculations you'll ever need. The overall Shad Bala calculations are going to be down on your lower left. And Vimshapaka, Kendradi, Vaishishemshika, and Rasmin will be in the middle, the Bhava Bala. And finally, we have the Sputa Bala on the lower right. For notes, you will have on the lower left the Vimshotri Dasha, or one primary dasha. You will be able to put in specific notes. This is the chart of Yogananda, and then I can save that. So if I'm looking at doing chart research on a specific individual, or perhaps I have a client and I want to save all of the different remedy information that I'm giving them, I can, of course, save that here and it'll get attached to the chart. And then there is also the event tab. Furthermore, if I want, I can go on more and then I can click on Chakra and I get a whole lot more Vargas at my disposal. This comes very handy if you want to do some heavy duty rectification. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have the Nakshatra tab. This will give us the special taras from the moon. This is more used in conjunction with Sarvatabhadra chakra. And we have the Navatara from the moon, and then we can configure it. Again, all of these different sections are configurable. So that is the overall layout of Deva.Guru, and in subsequent videos, we'll go into more on how to configure each of these a little bit more thoroughly.